Welcome, one and all, to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast for our predictions and preview of the Royal Rumble. We are here, folks. Thank you for joining us here at the RWP Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, a part of the ever-growing Big Bucket Entertainment Empire. Folks, I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your King of Extreme, Lord Phil Champion, the King of Extreme, the Conqueror of the Ethereal, why, the Prince and Potentate of the political parlance, here to give you all of the predictions that you need for Royal Rumble. I am here joined by one of my indomitable broadcast partners for this evening, the one, the only,
the 8-time champ, soon to be 9-time champ tomorrow night. Watch it here live when it happens. Tony fucking G, the Blend Master. Please like, share, subscribe. Here we go, folks. It's been a year almost to the day since we went to Houston and attended the Royal Rumble live and in person. And here it comes again. Another year has fallen off the calendar. Pretty controversial one.
I was about to say, remember places and things?
That was one of the last places and things we actually got to see. I'm glad we went when we did. Yeah. But the most important thing, we do not have the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast title in our presence tonight. Instead, we have the belt Phil bought in Houston. And the reason we do not have the RWP title is because of this, man.
Oh, your COVID WrestleMania champion, your Christmas Miracle Perfection champion. TLC has a whole new meaning for me after December was over. I look forward to hanging on to this bad boy. You guys are going to have to drive up at the end of February to even get a glimpse at this thing at this rate, because I am so damn confident on my picks for tomorrow night. Yeah, this bad boy ain't going nowhere. So
yeah, I look forward to seeing it in a box by Monday. But thank you very much, Chicken. We're glad to have you.
And I'm looking forward to seeing it arrive at Castle KOE. It'll be really wonderful when that box does come to Castle KOE, for the fact that I'm going to clean sweep this one. I mean, Chicken, here's the thing. You might have won the title, but if Phil KOE had been there that night, I don't care if you had a perfect night. If you scored 100%, your King of Extreme would have found a way and scored 110%. So you ain't got no chance. You're going down. And that's why Tony and I, this evening, are drinking Valor, one of the travel exclusives of the Dalmore, because we are going to need some Valor to challenge that rapscallion ne'er-do-well, that no good
son
evil,
of a bitch.
Yeah, that evil, villainous, rapscallion thief, Chicken. And we shall do it this Sunday, folks.
Indeed.
You forgot to call me the Christmas Miracle COVID Perfection champion. Two-time.
Christmas is over, bitch. Get ready to send it back.
Oh, yes. So,
all right. So, I'll just say it like this. I'm actually a little more amped up for this show than I thought I'd be. I did watch Raw and SmackDown in record time this week compared to how I've been watching them, and it's pretty non-existent because it's almost been unwatchable. But the go-home SmackDown, really liked it. Even the go-home Raw was almost okay.
Almost.
Bring it on, Max. Bring it on. Hello, Tyler. Thanks for joining
Tyler,
us.
welcome to the show.
You know, honestly, I don't know. I really thought that the build-up on SmackDown did a really good job of getting me amped up. It gave you a glimpse of the chaos that's to come. It really gave you the idea that there were a lot of guys that legitimately do have a chance to walk away with another or their first ever Royal Rumble victory. I expect actually a really good match. Fingers crossed that it's not going to be some cinematic abomination that sucks ass and has some wonky finish. Knock on wood. So, without further ado, we've got only really 5 matches to talk about here, and we're opening the night with the Women's Royal Rumble. I'm fairly sure Phil says it's confirmed that this will be the opener, and I would not be surprised.
I've heard a rumor or two, and you know there is nothing more reliable than a wrestling rumor.
Internet's never failed us before.
Well, that, and, especially in the wrestling industry.
Oh,
come on.
yeah. It's
There's
basically perfection. Take it to the bank. It's worth its weight in
every
gold.
one of them a paragon of perfect honesty. Like, pro wrestlers wouldn't lie to us. So, but from what I've heard, this is going to be the opener. And hey, buy the rumor, sell the news, folks. So we're going to go with that. And this is going to be the opener. So, folks, with this particular match, with any Royal Rumble match, we have 3 picks, one that's worth 1 point, one that's worth 2 points, and one that's worth 3 points. That's the best way to really kind of even it up.
With 30 people, it's going to get a little busy, and the chances they could change the finish the day of. And they did that last year, I think, with both Rumbles, if we're being perfectly honest.
And I think if you actually call the actual winner of the Royal Rumble, that should be worth a little more than calling who's going to win between Mojo, Raleigh, and like Elias. Okay,
Jesus, don't give them ideas to book the pre-show.
Okay,
all right?
yes. So that's nothing against either of those guys, but but it's just a lot more busy.
Tyler
match.
Williams says Alexa Bliss wins this. Well, all right. I like where your head's at. Huge Alexa Bliss fan.
All right. Well, let's
start this off with the 3-point picks, fellas.
The big ones. The big ones. So who do we think is going to take it? Champion? I think it's only fitting that you go first.
And I've got all mine written down, so I am not piggybacking, fellas.
They're all right here, and they're not moving.
I got mine on paper too here. So this. Some people think this is a stretch, but this is actually kind of a popular pick. I'm gonna go with what we should have seen happen last year, and possibly could see a better outcome this year. I'm gonna go Rhea Ripley coming back, and I kind of want to see her going. Oh my God! Imagine having that go the right way this year instead of last WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think Rhea Ripley really kind of expected to be in a different position this time when she was at last year, because I think she really thought she was getting a push. But this last year, Rhea Ripley's really done nothing but get tanked in the booking. She lost the NXT Women's Championship to Charlotte after Charlotte won the Rumble last year.
Sounds like Asuka kind of had that story after she came up from
Yep.
NXT, met Charlotte at Mania, and it's just been kind of no, she's finally got her footing again. But that's
it's the same thing with Shayna Baszler. She was booked to win the Rumble last year, and at the last minute, Vince lost faith in her and gave it to the tried and true Charlotte Flair. So, you know what?
Considering how she was going to get used at Mania, ultimately, probably for the best. But
this goes back to it. I liked Baszler to win it last year, and I thought, what better way to correct it than make her win it this year? I don't think she's going to be the winner, really, myself. So I actually have Rhea Ripley myself for 3 points.
That is really too bad for the both of you. It's going to be really so sad when Rhea Ripley gets chucked over by the ultimate winner of the 2021 Women's Royal Rumble. Whoa! Charlotte's going to take it again and be the record setter. And she'll have won as many Royal Rumbles as Randy Orton, as many Royal Rumbles as Stone Cold Steve Austin is the record holder of winning 3 Royal Rumbles. And I think they're going to try and do the same with Charlotte to build her up as the final boss of female wrestling. So it's going to be Charlotte. She's going to go to Mania, and she might put someone over for the first time at Mania in a while. That's my prediction.
Bud in South Dakota says he thinks Baszler's got it. All right. That's an interesting, bold pick, but I can't really. It's safe.
Is it really?
It's safe. It's safe.
Yeah.
It's safe. Number 2.
I'm feeling pretty good about that one.
Our 2-point pick, our runner-up pick, who we could see winning it, but we don't think quite enough to win the match. Chicken, what do you think for number 2 point?
I'm going Bailey. Out on a limb here.
That's not a bad pick, honestly, because she has no belt, and she had the belt for over a year, so she's kind of been wandering around a little bit aimlessly.
God, how did she go from 2 belts Bailey to wandering around aimlessly in a matter of months?
We need more Bailey. Yeah.
Like, Bailey's awesome, and it's one of those things that whenever you hear a wrestler like, well, sorry, creative's got nothing for you. The writers don't have anything. Then fire the fucking writers. What the fuck? Like, why?
Or better yet, don't have writers.
Oh, this kid's thinking.
I don't know. Crazy concept to have a wrestling show without writers.
Who's your 2-point pick?
My 2-point pick, is there really any question? It's the goddess, Alexa Bliss. Of course it is, because it has to be. I know she's been booked a little awkwardly here recently, but I don't care how stupid and dumb and weird the angle in the storyline is. I don't care how much belief I have to suspend. She's amazing at whatever she does. She's the best damn thing in the company. I love Alexa Bliss, and she's my number 2-point pick.
Down boy. All right. Okay.
Alexa Bliss.
Here's the problem. Alexa now has the Bray Wyatt rub in the wrong way. In that,
that's why she's only my 2-point pick.
Well, here's the thing. Bray Wyatt, WWE figured this out years ago, and unfortunately they figured it out with The Fiend. He can lose as many matches as you could ever make him lose, and the character stays the same. The same as with Alexa Bliss. She can lose this match and still keep on her trajectory, which is why my number 2 pick, my dark horse, Bianca Belair.
I don't think that's a dark horse.
I don't either. I know that's a completely justifiable pick.
I think she's the favorite, isn't she?
Well, she is one of the betting odd favorites, but that's kind of been going up and down. I usually don't look at that, but they are high on her. So
they are really high on her.
It's not a dark horse pick by any means, because she did just beat Bayley on SmackDown on the go home. She did amazing last year in Houston. We saw her and Alexa Bliss.
I forgot all about that. She did good on the go home SmackDown. Oh shit, she's gonna get tossed over in a minute.
A minute flat. No, I think that's completely justifiable, and that's why Bianca Belair is actually my 1-point pick.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Chicken, what's your 1-point pick? I'll go last.
So my 1-point pick's gonna go in with kind of our bonus picks.
Okay, I like where your head's at.
Our comeback. So this could be a double point for me. I see Ronda Rousey coming back.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and so you see her coming back, and as a potential, if they do bring her back, it would make sense to have her win.
Yeah, you can't really bring Ronda back and have her not win.
Exactly. So if you see her come out,
God damn it.
This
is what he did to me at TLC, Phil. He picked Charlotte, and that's damn it. Okay, now I'm a little worried, not gonna lie. All right, not a bad pick. I like where your head's at. I actually contemplated that too. So, Phil, who's your 1 point?
My 1 point is the person who should have won it last year, Shayna Baszler.
That's fair.
That's she could very easily be turned back into a monster, like Cody Rhodes once said. If you ever got over with the fans once, you can get over again, and she can do it again.
Tyler Rose likes Mandy Rose.
That's interesting.
I do, but I don't think this is the time.
Matt Siever, I want her to body slam me. I don't doubt that. Wait, is he talking about Mandy Rose or Shayna Baszler? Because I think I'd prefer Mandy. Baszler would hurt me.
Leave it up to your imagination on who he's choosing.
I'm good.
Yeah. So, all right. So we know who Chicken's surprise entrant for the Women's Royal Rumble is. Tony, who do you got?
We're going to pick 2 surprise entrants, and they're both going to be worth a point. I think that's how we did it last year, is it not? A full point for a surprise entrant? Is that fair? Or are we only going half a point?
Chicken, I'll let you decide. Is a surprise entrant worth a point or half a point?
I'm good with a point. I mean, I don't know if it makes that big of a difference. If you have a surprise entrance, that's a hard call to make, because there's, especially in a circumstance like this, there's so many names on the list of potential surprises.
In the Women's Rumble, I think the list of surprise entrants is far greater than the men's. Honestly, I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of surprises in the men's. So if you want to pick a big surprise, here you go. This is the one to do it on.
I think actually the opposite. We're not going to see too many surprises here. It's going to be pretty bland. Allow me to go first, actually.
Go ahead.
The big surprise entrant for this year. Has Beth Phoenix been announced yet?
She's in every one.
Exactly. That's going to be the big surprise. Oh, what do you know? Edge's wife is here. Now, don't worry, Tony. I'm going to really temper that 1 point that I just gave myself with the other surprise entrant. I called it for 3 years, and I saw that shit live, and I was there to see Santina Marella return at the Women's Royal Rumble in 2020, and we shall see again the return of Santina Marella at the 2021 Royal Rumble. And finally, Beth Phoenix and Natalya are going to get their hands on Santina Marella. We're finally going to see it, folks. It's happening.
It's nice of you to take the sandbag pick of Beth Phoenix and then essentially not give yourself another freebie point. So thank you for that. He's only giving himself 1 point. So fine. Who you got? I got mine. Who you got?
I promise to use my prediction powers for good, not evil.
You're gonna hate me, Tony. I had Santina as well.
Oh my
Yes! Yes! Chicken knows what's up. Couple of fucking philosopher kings over here. We know what's up.
So you're taking Santina, and I assume Ronda is your other.
Yes, of course, Ronda. I think Ronda's a no-brainer personally, but
I actually racked my head around. Like, I honestly thought there was a lot of possibilities here. There's been talk of Tessa Blanchard going to either AEW or NXT. I don't think she's going to show up here. There's been talk of Eva Marie coming back.
Yep.
She's terrible in the ring. I don't want to see her, but I wouldn't be shocked to see her. So I'm not going to go with Eva Marie. I'm going to pick Becky Lynch. I don't see it panning out, but just in case the man shows up, I got to go with Becky Lynch for one of my picks. And then the other one is going to be Melina. She showed up at Legends Night on Raw, so she's back within the company's good graces. Don't be shocked when I get a point for Melina rumbling out.
fair enough.
We shall see.
Folks in the chat, who's going to win the Royal Rumble? Women's Royal Rumble.
You know, Leah's an
picks in the
interesting
chat.
pick because I could see it, but she's also kind of backstage not on good terms with them right now. I think with some comments made about some things that happened back in the day, particularly with the Edge storyline. And I don't know. They're not.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Lita. She
year.
said something negative about the company, so it's the prerequisite 18 to 24 months she's going to have to be away from the company.
She's going to get the Bret Hart treatment. Yeah.
Like,
Not that severe.
I was about to say, like, she's not even going to get the Hulk Hogan treatment.
Yeah.
So she'll be back, but it'll take a few years and wait till she needs some cash.
That's fair.
Matt thinks Rousey's going to win the Women's Royal Rumble.
If she shows up,
Get your picks in, folks.
She's, as Ric Flair put it, she's on an impregnation vacation. That's what she's taking time off because her and her husband are trying to start.
It's been like a year and a half. Either
That's the way
shit or
she
get
works.
off the pot.
Trust me, there's a bunch of people on Facebook like, no, Jesus Christ, no, you don't know what the fuck. Like, yeah, that's a whole ball of fucking.
I imagine
I wish
Ronda.
y'all well, Ronda.
I imagine Ronda putting his junk in an armbar and being like, "You either give me a child now, or I'm breaking you."
You know.
You want visuals? You come here to the RWP.
That is quite the visual, Tony. Thank you.
Well,
Tell me I'm wrong.
well done, Tony. That is an interesting reproductive strategy.
Let's move along.
Yes.
Let's see. We got Trish as another prediction.
No, she's not showing up.
That's always a possibility. It's always a possibility.
I would almost stake a point on her not showing up. Like, because I'm that confident in her not being in the women's Royal Rumble.
All right.
So that's how confident I am.
And then to Tony's comment, the baby wins. Yes.
The baby. Yeah, that's fair.
All right, next one.
We're guessing on the order on the rest of the matches. We're pretty sure the men's Rumble will be the main event. So what we got next is Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. Yeah, Roman Reigns. Like if you don't.
Like, Kevin, we love you. You're one of my favorites, Kevin, but it will be Roman. In fact, like, here's what, like, if Kevin Owens wins this match, I will not be able to give you a reaction because there's a good chance I will have died of a massive heart attack watching it out of sheer shock. Like, what? Are you kidding me?
Roman's not dropping the belt until earliest
That's
WrestleMania.
a joke, folks.
And I don't think he's going to lose it at WrestleMania, depending on who the opponent is, of course. But no, he's gotten a lot out of Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is a workhorse, and he's just glad to be back in the Universal title picture. He don't mind eating losses here. He's back in the main event scene.
I'm at least Tony's gonna at least have to, like, do the smelly salt thing to me to wake me up from fainting.
I'll just open a bottle of Dalmore.
Look, what? Delmore. There's Delmore. Oh, Lord, thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you, Lord, for giving us Richard Patterson and Scotch whiskey and Gonzalez Baez sherry. Thank you, Lord. So,
Chicken, I double dog dare you to pick Kevin Owens.
You know, just because he wears shirts that say "shock the world" doesn't mean he's actually going to shock the world. Roman Reigns, the storylines don't like to have Kevin Owens win. As much as I like the guy, as much as I wish he would, and it would be the shock the world that we all want to see. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Just nope. Stop thinking that the WWE actually wants their fans to see something they want to see. Just get that out of your head. That's not going to happen. Roman Reigns is
not here. No, this is Roman all day.
This is going to be Roman Reigns finally beating Kevin Owens, hopefully without any help.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. This would legitimize his wins over Kevin Owens.
Yes.
I think that's the storyline. I think it puts it to bed. We move on and away from Kevin Owens.
If this was any other heel champion, I'd be like, okay, the likelihoods of his lackeys coming in and interfering is pretty much 100%. But if this is Roman Reigns, even heel Roman Reigns, I think he's going to be able to pull this one off without Owens isn't taking it. Owens is the guy that sets up Roman to seem like a world beater going into Mania. When he wrestles, we'll get into that.
They've done a good job with Kevin Owens, keeping him looking very, very strong in this feud. He's come so close every single time. But Roman's found a way to be a dominating, badass champion while also still being cowardly and letting other people do the heavy lifting. He's found a good balance. This is exactly where he should have been years ago as a nasty dickhead heel. I love it. Never change it. Never make him face
with
again.
Some of the finest pearly whites in all the business. Like,
I need a new pen because this one literally just exploded on me, Phil. I don't.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I got it. I got it.
Marker
We are live, folks. You get to see this shit. Real.
False alarm. We're good. So we all got Roman across the board. Nothing else to see here, folks.
I think he goes to Joe Biden's dentist for those same beautiful pearly whites.
We're not getting political here.
No, we're not. I'm just saying they both got beautiful goddamn pearly whites.
That's fair.
Make one will of them. Like,
Joe Biden has pretty teeth.
Like, I want to know who the fuck their dentist is. Like, when I get to my 60s, I'm like, no, I'm fucking doing that. Are you kidding me? So no, yeah, Roman, that's Hollywood level. Like which you don't suppose he's got aspirations? No.
Real quick, fellas, if you want to reiterate, we got more viewers popping in here. So Amir's asking timetable for Royal Rumble. That's so hard to predict, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're looking at least an hour, 20 minutes.
I don't think they're gonna do as long a Rumble match as they did in years past. Because let's be frank, without the crowd there,
there's no reason to go Iron
attention span is going to be a problem. So doing an Iron Man match, empty arena, there's a reason they've never done that. So
good reason too.
I suspect this might actually be the shortest Royal Rumble match in WWE history.
You know what? You're probably right. I think I agree with you. Actually, come to think of
it, do you guys not think, because this is in the Thunderdome, right?
Yeah, this will be in the Thunderdome.
You don't think they're going to have any of these weird cut, pre-recorded scenes?
No.
God.
Absolutely, you're going to see pre-cuts. It's going to happen. With
I'm picturing. I'm okay. Here's like a side prediction, has nothing to do with our points. Side prediction: if you see, oh Jesus Christ, I don't even want to fucking say this. Oh God. If you see Randy Orton come out in a sweater, in full clothing, and a mask, expect a fucking cutscene and somebody to get set on fire.
It's okay. We're getting there. We're getting there.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Sorry.
So what's the next match, T?
Next up, we're going to assume is Sasha Banks versus Carmella for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Sasha's actually been defending a title successfully for the first time ever in a title run. So holy shit. She did beat Carmella last year when they faced off for the title. Does she retain again?
Well, if y'all don't mind, I can take this one first.
By all means.
As much as Mela is money, nah, it's fucking boss time. Sasha Banks retains, goes into Mania.
Okay.
I agree with Phil. Sasha's got to take it. I bitched about this before, is how Sasha loses every time she gets it. So she's finally got it. She's finally retained it. I think you keep the like this makes sense. Let's build up. Let's build up to WrestleMania. Let's have something fun here. Banks is a great character to have feuds with. Like, why would you take her out of the picture heading into WrestleMania as a company that's like kind of shit in the bed right now and having to go to Peacock?
We'll touch on that. We'll touch on that too. You're right. She's been who the fans have clamored for to be the champion again. She's always been a popular character on screen. She's finally got the belt back. All that work in the Bayley feud. They built this thing up. They finally give her the belt. Just to strip it off of her now, I don't think it makes sense to do it. I think she should carry it into WrestleMania. That being said, I think there's a 49% chance that Carmella walks away with the W, but I think there's a 51% chance Sasha retains. So I'm going to go with Sasha. But I will not be a slightest bit surprised if Carmella does get the W here, because if Carmella does get the win and the belt, I think the winner is probably going to be Bayley, like you were thinking, Chicken. You're putting her back in it. I could see that. I could see Bianca Belair being the challenger against Sasha. That's a feud that they've talked about doing in the past. So there's a few ways they could go with this. I could see Belair versus Banks. I could see Belair versus Carmella. This one's tough for me, but I think the slight edge goes to Sasha Banks to retain and go into Mania the champion.
So we're all uniform on Banks.
Across the board, we've got no title changes yet. We love Roman. We love Sasha. Next up, this one absolutely kills me. This is tough. This is really tough. Drew McIntyre defending the WWE.
What about the U.S. title match?
That's probably on the pre-show, Phil. The world title, Drew McIntyre defending against legend, Hall of Famer, Bill fucking Goldberg yet again. Holy shit. Why?
I'm sorry.
Why?
I had to laugh a little bit. Simon from What Culture had a pretty good one about like, no, Bobby Lashley is going to keep the U.S. title probably forever as long as WWE is doing wrestling. He'll have that belt until Vince McMahon says, we're not doing wrestling no more, pal.
We don't have to put the world title on Bobby if we just let that U.S. title stay on him. He won't ask. He won't ask for a belt. But Belding likes Goldberg.
Now we go to McIntyre v. Goldberg. Hey, we let the audience catch up.
Yeah.
But boy, here's quite the match. So, Tony, who do you got in this one?
I know who I've got. I've got it written down. Phil, I know who you've got. Chicken, who do you got? Cam.
Oh, Jesus. I was... Every time Goldberg's on a show, I don't know. It's like you flip a coin right now.
It kind of is.
So there was rumors of like, oh, what's all gonna happen with this? There's rumors of a Cena feud and all this other weird shit that could happen someday. Goldberg's a part-timer. You've invested.
Never stopped him before.
You've invested.
No.
You've invested so much in McIntyre.
that didn't stop him.
I know. That's why I'm like, fuck. I'm going McIntyre. I am.
Tony?
With a potential Money in the Bank.
See, that's exactly where my head was at. Chicken told me earlier today he was just as perplexed by this pick as I was. And I brought up the Money in the Bank thing. He's like, fuck, I didn't even think of that yet. Now we're talking about the Money in the Bank. I could easily see this going to Goldberg and having some weird fucking Lesnar, Cena, Orton, Edge, Fiend. Insert name here.
This is where the imagination runs wild because no matter what happens here, Money in the Bank or not, say Goldberg wins, then McIntyre jumps into the Royal Rumble. What happens there? And then Goldberg jumps in if he doesn't win. Holy shit! Like there's so many like rabbit holes you can go down in predictions from here on out, and I think that's the allure of the Royal Rumble and what we're up against.
Chicken, you know who I predict?
I've got Drew McIntyre as what.
Damn, that
What?
didn't work like the Goldberg cigar.
Oh.
Goldberg! Goldberg! Yes, that's my pick.
Okay. All
Yes,
right.
sorry. Goldberg, he's the final boss of wrestling. He's signed for 2 matches a year. The first one will be at Rumble. He'll slam through Drew McIntyre. They've already taken the belt off him to put it under Randy Orton. So you can already kind of tell the office has faith, but not too much faith. But hang on.
All right.
And then he goes into WrestleMania.
Okay.
And that's the big shocker there.
Here's what I've got. I've got Drew McIntyre to retain, but once he does, The Miz cashes in and successfully wins the title. That way, Drew McIntyre has to take the belt into WrestleMania, where he will vanquish Miz in the main event at WrestleMania on one of the nights in front of a live crowd.
You think Miz? Yeah. Miz just taunts him.
There you go.
Miz taunts him until WrestleMania.
With the belt, McIntyre finally gets that title win in front of a crowd at Mania.
No, I see this.
Miz cashes in at WrestleMania and does so unsuccessfully. You heard it here first.
No, I think Tony's right. I think Miz cashes in, wins it, and then he does the old. They're trying to do this like old 90s feel to things. And what did they do? They made the heel like run from the good guy and then tease him and fuck with him the whole time. It's a fun troll move. Everybody's about trolling right now.
Not just that. But the fact that Drew McIntyre is now a 2-time champion and he's won the belt in front of nobody.
There'll be 3.
This is the time he can, if they get fans somehow, even if it's 200 fans into the building, that way he gets that title win at WrestleMania, not in front of crickets, but in front of an actual live crowd that's not computer screens. Even if it's fucking enhancement talent, for God's sake, there's going to be a fan reaction. It's going to be at least a consolation prize of that moment that he was robbed of almost a year ago.
Okay, guys, I hate to break this to you. Okay, so WWE's got their 200 to 600 fans that they can get a big reaction from. Who do you think they're counting on for a bigger reaction? Drew McIntyre, 3-man band alumni, or fucking Goldberg? Goldberg. Sorry, man. Goldberg fucking, he's the ultimate destroyer of storylines and momentum. They sacrificed the ultimate to the fire of Goldberg. You think Drew McIntyre?
That doesn't make Goldberg special, Phil.
No, it doesn't. He spikes the ratings whenever he shows up.
No, beating the Fiend doesn't make you special anymore. I'm sorry.
No,
he's the nostalgia guy. He is. Phil's kind of right there.
He's right. That's a completely potential and likely scenario, but I like my idea better. So we're going with it.
Okay. So we all got I got McIntyre.
As do I.
Okay, and then Phil's got
Goldberg. Going with Goldberg. All right.
Goldberg.
All right. We have one more before the main event. We've got a pretty simple one here. Women's Tag Team Championship. Asuka and Charlotte defending them against the former champs, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. And honestly, this is another one that could go either way. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Honestly, originally, I did have Asuka and Charlotte to retain. Then I thought a little bit more about it, and I'm like, they don't have anything for Baszler and Jax, really, other than to add more turmoil by one of them eliminating each other from the Women's Rumble. But if that's in the opening of the show, it's not going to matter. I like Asuka and Charlotte to lose the belts because they haven't been doing anything as a team in the last 2-3 weeks. Anyway, they had to send them to SmackDown to remind everybody that they're the champs and that they're a team. They've been doing their own shit. Asuka's been feuding with Bliss. Charlotte's been feuding with Lacey Evans. So I don't even know why they put the belts on them in the first place, to be completely honest, other than to give Charlotte a belt to carry around. That's it. I think the novelty has
and it made me champ.
And I think that Jax and Baszler get them back, and I think they'll hold them until WrestleMania when they give one of the actual teams a title run.
I hate to agree because we're getting Royal Rumble is kind of one of those set the table pay-per-views where they set the table for WrestleMania, and they tried to do the double champ thing to Charlotte because they saw, hey, some other people got over with that. So let's do it to Charlotte too, because she's kind of getting the Triple H push.
Yep.
And it's already happened. We've seen it. It's not like this huge thing anymore. And so, yes, they're going to put the tag team titles on Baszler and Jax so that WrestleMania can be too big for one night, Tony.
Always is now.
We can't just have the super champions going in. We have to have 14 separate matches of our 76 championship belts across 8 brands. So that's
fair. That's fair.
Not here.
The prestigious titles, yes.
Yes. Here we only compete for one championship, and that is the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Championship. So prestigious. And we will get it this Sunday. It's coming back here to Nebraska.
Right here.
Don't worry. It's going to cross that Missouri River to the proper side. And yes.
You wish. No, I agree. I agree. I don't see the purpose of the champs retaining here. Like, the storylines don't make any damn sense. With the caveat, assuming Nia Jax does not completely botch this match and injure all 3 of them.
50-50.
Which is a possibility. This is a possibility.
Yeah, it is.
Probably just injure one of them.
So the belts change hands. Yes.
Fair enough. All right, we're across the board on that one, and both of the okay. Only one discrepancy so far on title matches. Now, the main event, folks. Why you're all here? The big one, the 30-man Royal Rumble. Main event. We have a lot of people already announced for this thing. Honestly, I don't think there's a lot of room for surprises here, but we're going to name a couple anyway. There's a lot of favorites. Like I said, on the go home, a lot of people they open the door for. They open the door to say, hey, don't be surprised if this person is the one standing tall at the end of this thing. This is a big one. I'm really honestly looking forward to it. After last year's was so damn good. It was our match of the year. It was the event of the year. What better way to culminate this off and start the year off right than with the 30-man Royal Rumble, main eventing the Royal Rumble, and it's probably going to end up in some weird-ass fuckery, and we're going to hate it.
Let me go first. Is it all right if I go first for the 3-point pick, guys?
Be my guest.
Okay. My pick for the 3-point pick, and this is based, again, off of ratings, and it's also based off of when I heard the rumor that the creative and everyone backstage is horrified by the finish. That's why for my 3-point pick, no hyperbole, not joke, I pick Goldberg. Goldberg. Yes, Goldberg will win the Royal Rumble, go to WrestleMania, and possibly have the title match against Roman Reigns. And you know that. Tell me I'm wrong. And then Roman can finally be the super big dog holding both belts. He'll finally be the overheel that Vince has always wanted. He'll be the top dog of the Federation, the WWE World Champion and Universal Champion. And he vanquished the mighty Goldberg to do it. Tell me I'm wrong, gentlemen. Tell me I'm wrong.
If they want to unify the belts, there's no better way to do it than giving us the match that was supposed to happen at last year's WrestleMania of Roman versus Goldberg. That's a pretty good idea of what they want to do. I don't fault you for picking that. Chicken, who's your 3-point?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'm taking the safe bet here. The reason I don't think Goldberg is like, why the fuck does Goldberg need to win a Royal Rumble at this point?
He doesn't.
That doesn't matter.
He doesn't.
Goldberg can like show up and make a promo and fucking get a title shot on anything. Like,
yeah, exactly. He doesn't need to win a Rumble.
He doesn't have to do all
because
this
there's
extra
millions of
shit.
people like me that exist, Chicken.
I know, and you're kind of right.
We
You're kind
actually
of right.
moved WWE Network subscription numbers when Goldberg shows up, which is why I am so confident in this pick.
All right, Chicken, who you got?
Daniel Bryan.
God damn it. Me too. Son of a bitch.
Well, I'll just go next because he was my number 2 pick.
Oh, all right.
So shit.
Well, yeah, no, Daniel Bryan, they've really been pushing him hard on SmackDown as someone
Well,
who
he cut that promo a couple weeks ago too. Like
every week he's cut a promo about being, this is my destiny. I've never won a Rumble. And he's right. It legitimately was. They pulled the plug on him when he was supposed to win it and gave it to Roman Reigns. It all comes full circle. He's in the twilight of his comeback tour, okay? He doesn't have a lot of time left. He's ready to be a part-timer. But do they give him that notch on the bedpost win in the Royal Rumble that it was robbed from him years ago? I think they do. I think he's been killing it on SmackDown. He's been a main focus other than Roman Reigns. I like him to win this thing. I think he comes in early, maybe number 5, and he somehow goes on to win this thing. I like his chances. I've got him for 3. You've got him for 2. You've got him for 3.
So who's your guys' 2-point picks? Because I've already said I like Daniel, but I don't like him as much as Goldberg entering and just dominating.
All right, Chicken, who you got it to?
Oh God, I've been fighting this. I'm just gonna pick one. I'm going to Edge.
Fuck. All right. Wow.
A lot of spears going to be happening tomorrow night.
I know,
That's
right? It's
actually-
like fucking Spear Town on
Like Edge, Roman,
Wow.
Goldberg. There's going to be a lot of spears going on.
That's true.
Wow. This is going to have more spears than a Young Bucks match has.
We got the pick right here. We got the pick right here.
Oh God.
Don't tease us. That's me.
I will mark out like you've never seen me mark out before. I will be crying like a little girl. And it will be beautiful.
If they didn't do it last year in Houston, Texas, they're not going to do it this year.
You can't do that in front of no fans.
I have to give Stone Cold credit. When he did the "I'm done," he's
stayed
no
away.
amount of money pulled him back. So
he didn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. Who can blame the guy?
Well,
Yeah, I don't
so
blame
all
the
right,
guy.
so now
You've got Edge for your 2-point. For my 2-point, I'm going the other way with the prediction of it being a scary result, Phil. This is where the Fiend comes back, folks. This is how the Fiend comes back. It's going to look like Randy Orton. It's going to look like Randy Orton's about to win this fucking thing. Mutilated Randy. And then the Fiend comes in and wins this thing in the end with a crazy new look and more magical superpowers. And we're going to get a fucking stupid, cinematic, bullshit, awful finish. But hey, Bray Wyatt wins a Royal Rumble.
I think okay, so I prefaced this earlier. If Randy Orton comes out wearing special clothing, yeah, you're probably right.
Yep. I know.
no,
I almost picked him for 3 points.
no, he'll do like what Randy Savage accidentally did to Jake Roberts in the '92 Royal Rumble. Threw him over the top rope and then jumped over the top rope to keep the beatdown going and realized, oh crap, I just eliminated myself, but I'm still needed in the finish. So that was so I think he'll just do that, but on purpose. So he'll just do something weird and wacky to Randy and then eliminate himself. And because again, he can lose the match and his character stays the same. I think Fiend, okay, as confident as I was in saying Trish isn't showing, Fiend is not showing. You are not seeing
Fiend. Yeah, the Fiend's coming.
Fiend's been buried, flattered in a plate of fucking piss on Broadway. So,
no, Fiend is coming. Yeah, Fiend is going to be there. I'm sorry. Yes. Book it.
This is not the time to rehabilitate the Fiend.
Even if the Fiend's not in the fucking match, the Fiend will be the reason Randy Orton does not win this thing. Sorry. That's how it's going to be. And if you don't believe that, then you can just give me the belt now.
Like Jim Cornette said, looking like what? The crispy critter from Canyon.
Yes, as a matter of fact, he will. Yes. Yes, he will.
No, he's probably going to come back.
He's going to come back literally looking like the Human Torch. They will find a way to CGI fire onto that motherfucker when he makes his entrance tomorrow night. That's how fucked up this is going to be. Even if he's not in the match, he's going to be why Randy Orton gets eliminated. Fiend is showing up regardless, but he is my 2-point pick. 1-point pick, your dark horse picks, folks. Who you got, Phil?
Well, I'm doing what Chicken did with the last Royal Rumble, where my surprise entrant is also my 1-point dark horse pick.
Okay.
They're the same person, Brock Lesnar.
Damn it, I knew you were going to do that.
God damn it.
God damn it. Because originally I was going to have Edge as my 1 point, but I had Brock as my 1 point as well.
Yep, he's my surprise and he's my 1 point. Are you all doing that too? Just copying the King of Extreme?
No, just to be a dick here, just to be a dick and change it, I had a 4th point pick planned out here. Seth Rollins.
He's my other surprise pick, you dick. Yeah, he's my surprise pick. The other surprise.
So
that's my storyline pick.
1 point, Brock, and you've got 1 point for Rollins. Okay, I like it.
And Rollins is my 1 point surprise guy that we're not.
Yeah, that's why I was doing the double up. Yeah.
Okay, so let me just throw mine out, and we'll get your two officials. Jeff Jarrett, because he's there.
Oh God.
He's there. He's available. So Jeff Jarrett, Double J, is making his entrance.
Folks in the chat, who's our surprise entrances tonight as we're getting ready to announce ours?
So then, who has Rollins and Brock? Okay,
I have Rollins as my surprise entrant. I don't think he's going to take it.
Okay.
I have, kind of like Chicken said, Brock. Okay. If they have him come in, he's taking the whole thing.
Okay.
So,
and you've got Rollins and Brock as well.
I got a couple of names here.
Okay.
I think those are the. Oh God.
See, Brock's my 1 point.
No, I got which one is it? Jimmy Uso, I think will show up.
Oh.
And Seth Rollins. I kind of think Brock will show up, but I think Jimmy Uso is more likely.
So who's your 1 point?
His 1 point is Seth Rollins.
Okay.
My other surprise entrant in the 2021 Royal Rumble. You were talking about spears earlier, guys, with Roman Reigns, Goldberg, and Edge being in the Rumble, potentially. Well, let's throw some more spears in there because Gilbert is making the Royal Rumble. He's going to almost go all the way, but just not quite. Gilbert, folks, main event Sunday night. You heard it here first.
You know, if they did that, they would have to put Goldberg.
To eliminate Gilbert, yeah.
Well, so there's finally the confrontation of the two in the ring where the two of them just stare at each other. And Gilbert just
I think they team up
like,
together.
oh, God, 20 years of ass kicking that's been held off is all coming my way. And yeah, that's going to be – sorry, guys. I'm winning the belt on Sunday thanks to Goldberg.
No, you're
Goldberg will bring the gold home to Castle KOE, folks.
Nope, it's going to be The Fiend bringing it back to me. 9-time champ coming up tomorrow night. Book it.
Yeah, that'll happen when Dogecoin hits 10 cents. Okay.
Doge.
The Rock.
The Rock. You're not going to see The Rock until next year's WrestleMania season, unfortunately.
He's got to have a crowd.
You don't show up to no crowd.
Yeah, you can't have The Rock in front of nobody.
No.
No, he'll do the Hollywood. He's going to do the Hollywood WrestleMania.
Can we ask, like, what's the worst possible ending you can predict?
Ooh.
I thought I just did.
Yeah, that's the
I thought I hit that slam fucking dunk. What the hell?
Honestly, for me, it would be having Randy Orton win this thing again. Like, he did it a couple of years ago, and it was so fucking just lackluster. Like, why? Why Randy? Why? No, damn it. I don't know. He's had a hell of a year, though. So that, for me, would just be insanely disappointing to see Randy win this thing. Edge winning it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
No, it wouldn't be.
Some interesting matches. Edge versus Roman. Edge versus McIntyre. Be a great match.
I seen one weird one, and you guys know I like to hang out with the crazy people sometimes.
All right.
Hear me out.
Okay. Bear with you.
Alexa Bliss is like her soul has been taken over by the Fiend, right?
Yep.
What if she enters the men's as the 30th person, and the only person left is Randy Orton? Would that not be the worst, cringiest fucking ending ever?
Alexa Bliss.
No, Tony cannot claim that.
Fuck no! I'm claiming it. If Alexa Bliss wins a Royal Rumble,
Tony,
even if it's the men's, I'm taking that.
Tony. Imagine that on ESPN. Okay, and on ESPN,
they're not going to be on ESPN anymore because they sold the network to Peacock.
If that happens,
is Bray Wyatt. Now it might look like a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman, but no fans.
It's really the Fiend because the lights will go dark and then the Fiend will come up.
She has the Fiend's soul in her, So that's actually Bray Wyatt defeat. Yeah, I'm sure ESPN's like, yeah, let me run that shit.
That's why they've been showing all those highlights of Bliss lighting Randy on fire with a flame ball. Yeah, because that matters.
Can we agree? Because, like, I'm not throwing anything out at this point.
You can't.
If that happens, Tony, I'm good with you getting a point, but I get a point and a half.
Ooh. I was about to say... Okay, fine.
Then I get a half a point if the Miz cashes in and wins.
Oh, dude, I called the same thing. I think you're cashing in too. I want a half point for that then too. Fuck.
Then you can only have 1 point.
Then I want a half point if he doesn't cash in. Fuck all of you.
All right.
What about Kane? I don't know. Kane is...
He's a mayor. I don't think
that hasn't stopped him in recent years, but I don't think you're going to see Kane.
No, he's not coming down from Tennessee during COVID. He'll come back. I'm guessing
he came for Undertaker's retirement.
Come back in the next year or two. He's going to do a WrestleMania retirement.
God, I hope
this is my last match.
He deserves that.
Oh yeah, and I hope that we can actually be there live to whatever his last match is. We got to see Team Hell No. One last time, Daniel Bryan and Kane got to see him live. SmackDown cool. In was it Lincoln?
Yeah, that one was in Lincoln, I think.
Yeah, and so that was actually quite an interesting time. But we will see. But in terms of Kane,
Hurricane. No, Hurricane is pretty exclusive to AEW now. He's
a Hurricane.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Hurricane this time around. That would be.
What's up with that?
Oh, God. No. Not going to happen.
I was a mark for Hurricane Helms. I popped huge when he beat The Rock. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
So, before we sign off, let's talk a little bit quick about this whole WWE Network selling out to Peacock, because this is a pretty big deal. It does change things up a bit. We don't know exactly how this whole thing is going to go down yet in terms of when the network itself is going to shut off in the U.S., and when I'm going to have to subscribe to Peacock, because
March.
Yes, it will be in March before WrestleMania that Peacock takes the rights for the network and its content and the pay-per-views. So how do you think this is going to work out? Because you know WWE is going to make bank off of this deal.
Yeah, they're not going to make less money because of this deal. That's now. I do gotta say, I was listening to Jim Cornette talk about this today, which was actually quite funny. And you got to remember, he's from the era where people would pay $50 to $70 for a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And now we're getting to $4.99 for WrestleMania. He's like, Jesus Christ! At this fucking rate, you're going to have to. In about 3 years, they're going to actually pay people to watch wrestling.
Well, to be fair, the quality of the content sometimes is worth about $4.99. Yet AEW has the audacity to charge $50 for some of their shit. So, I mean...
Well, when you got stuff like Cody versus Dustin or Omega Hangman Page versus the Young Bucks, you got stuff like that, then yes, you can get away with charging that kind of price, you know? When you deliver that kind of quality...
No, when you only show off 4 pay-per-views a year at most, then you can charge.
You got time to actually bring about some quality.
Yeah, you got time to find more change in your parents' couch to order the pay-per-view. Like we did in high school.
This guy.
So what do you think, Megan?
So I have Peacock, and I'm fairly new to Peacock. The only reason I did it was because of The Office. I'm one of those guys that, like, I can't go to sleep unless I'm listening to Michael Scott. It's weird. It's such a weird marriage I've gotten into. But no, like you guys brought up a couple of interesting things that I hadn't thought about, like. What's AEW's response to this? Like they didn't have a response for the WWE Network. We knew they wouldn't.
They didn't have enough content yet, and they can get away with charging that. They're still in the honeymoon phase with their fans, and their fans are willing to fill out $50.
But still, AEW is not known. So, like, how do they compete now?
I have an idea.
They have Chris Jericho.
I actually have an idea.
Phil, okay, so Phil says they have Chris Jericho, and then you watch Chris Jericho wrestle today.
It gets worse by the week.
And you're like, oh, God. Oh, God.
Well, it's funny you say that, because since Kenny Omega won the AEW title, they've been doing an angle with Impact Wrestling. Somehow Impact and TNA has survived long. It's lived many a death. It's died many a time. Somehow this motherfucker is still alive. Like, it is the zombie of independent wrestling.
Cats. TNA has 9 lives.
Exactly. TNA is still
Impact,
somehow
whatever
kicking.
the fuck you want to call it.
But the thing about Impact, they do have a streaming platform. Tony Khan could easily buy Impact Wrestling and their tape library and their streaming service, combine the two, and that is how AEW finds its way to having a tape library. They could join forces with the NWA. They have already got a working partnership. They're trying to open the door to New Japan. I don't think Ring of Honor would turn them away if they offered something at this point. AEW has the opportunity to take the major independent programs and the overseas market, put it on a platform of streaming service. That is how they counter the WWE Network and Peacock. That's my idea.
Yeah, now, again, now Jim Cornette says something that's funny. It's like, Jesus Christ,
Always.
if you're just looking at the trajectory of what people are paying, it's going down. But the thing you got to realize is audiences are becoming more and more increasingly niche. And we don't have the same level of commonality as a culture that we did 30 years ago. Like, for example, 35, 40 years ago, everybody fucking knew what Garfield was. Everybody fucking, we all had that level of commonality. I know that sounds silly, but there is no Garfield now, if that makes sense. Like, there isn't that commonality that we share in terms of niche, like in terms of widespread audience. So Peacock is kind of just trying to, which, the fanning kind of makes sense. They're just trying to grab all the niche audiences that they can. So in a way, this is actually putting more eyes in front of WWE. But again, it's like Jim Cornette says, like, oh yeah, those lapsed fans that haven't been watching in a while, they're just going to love the shit that they see now. It's going to be fucking just box of fluffy doves. Like, yeah, it's going to...
I got one more thought on this before I hand it back off to you. This deal with Peacock and NBC, it already put a strain on their relationship with ESPN and Disney. It kind of put the nail in the coffin of any sale to Disney in the near future. They're not doing anything with ESPN anymore now because of this deal. Does this put a strain on the relationship with SmackDown on Fox? I think it could.
Oh, definitely. Like, I don't see how it couldn't. Like,
exactly.
Oh, so you signed a thing with our competition.
Yeah.
I thought SmackDown going to Fox kind of hailed like, oh, WWE is going to get sold to Disney. Now, here's the weird kicker of it, though. Corporations do some fucked up shit just to fuck with each other.
True.
So WWE is exclusive on Peacock. Disney buys WWE so it can advertise its content onto the Peacock streaming service.
Oh, little fettuccine. What did I miss so far? You missed a lot of.
You missed everything.
You missed the predictions, little fettuccine. I'm sorry.
Welcome, our number one friend.
Yes. Our fan of 2020.
Oh, little fettuccine, you're going to love my prediction. My prediction for Goldberg versus McIntyre is clearly Goldberg's going to win. And then not only that, for my 3-point pick for the Royal Rumble, because we have a 3-point, a 2-point, and a 1-point. Chicken doesn't even want to know.
If Goldberg causes me to lose the belt, I'm going to be so pissed.
Oh, it's happening. My 3-point pick to win the Royal Rumble, Goldberg. And then if he's the champion, he can go in and face Roman Reigns head-to-head, title for title. Roman will stand triumphant, holding 2 belts, having vanquished Goldberg, the big dog. And then and if he doesn't have the belt, if he loses to McIntyre, but still wins the Royal Rumble, we got a pretty wide open.
That's enough. I can't take it anymore.
Oh,
little fettuccine, let me offer this to you. What's with the Peacock deal? We actually just touched on this. Watch this thing back. It was a good episode. Usually our prediction shows aren't this good.
Can I wrap up the Peacock deal real quick?
Yeah, go for it, man. Take it away.
You guys really brought up a lot of good points of like what's this impacting with Fox and ESPN and Disney and all of these other things and how this is a niche market and Peacock's picking up all these niche, like picking up The Office was the smartest thing they ever fucking did because it was what 50 million fucking people watch The Office weekly. Like, okay, now you have 50 million people That's a huge chunk of the country and a huge audience that now you can promote to, which advertising is horrible today. It's so expensive. It's so hard to do. It's so hard to reach that audience. Well, guess who watches The Office? Like older millennials, younger boomers, and Generation
Pretty much
X.
every
like,
age
that's well, yeah. What? Yeah.
Honestly, I see everybody talk about that.
Not a lot of people under the age of 30 are watching that, but like, so is this
The
could be a
demo.
Hell, I don't even watch The Office.
this could be a good move or a bad move, because what WWE did in all wrestling did in the 90s was really go after the young generation.
Sure.
Peacock's offering that same generation of folks in the 90s this program. So now we're going to see, and that's why you hear the rumors of the nostalgic picks and the nostalgic kind of go back to the the Attitude Era and the WCW like storylines, of NWO type stuff. Okay, sure, you can get viewers that way. Is that a winning strategy in the long run? I don't know. It's going to keep you afloat. It's going to keep you alive. And that's good to where you can get a winning strategy.
If you want a streaming service that's as popular as NBC, you should probably have someone with as much mainstream appeal as a Goldberg to kind of scale the ship.
Oh, I'm going to lose my belt because of Goldberg. I'm so pissed.
He's winning everything.
The thing that WWE is doing with this deal is they're selling the network to more viewers. They're making money while selling it to more subscribers automatically when the move happens. They're making money and they're getting more subscribers automatically. So I think that's the real goal here. I don't think it's going to be a bad move in the near future. Down the road, it's hard to say the lasting impact this is going to have on their pay-per-view rights and their just overall fan base. I don't know. Will all the WWE Network subscribers follow suit to Peacock? Highly doubt it. Because there's probably a lot of people that were ready to cancel the fucking thing anyway, based off of the content of the last year. So I'll just let it run out and expire, and I won't subscribe to the next one. So I think they're making a gamble in that regard. But there's already a lot of
They did the right
consumers.
thing to cut it off right before WrestleMania.
There you go.
Because anybody that's thinking like, I'll just let it lapse. You're not letting it lapse for WrestleMania just for $5
For Elimination Chamber, you fucking right, but not for Mania.
Not for Mania. Yeah, that's but there has actually been a lot of research done in WWE's corporate office where they talk about the lapsed fan phenomenon. And it is something where folks just kind of stop watching for a while and then they'll kind of come back just based on who, like what brought me back was The Undertaker versus Brock one last time, Hell in a Cell. When I heard like, nope, Undertaker will never wrestle Brock ever again. And they're going to do it one last time, Hell in a Cell. I'm like, okay, I haven't watched in 5 years, but I need to see this.
Yeah. Little Fettuccine real quick. Our friend is unfortunately the two-time champion. Chicken who won the belt at TLC last month.
Not only your two-time champion, not only I am the WrestleMania COVID champion, I am your Christmas Miracle Perfection champion. Two-time.
Let him have this. It ends tomorrow.
That's fine. Yeah, it's over tomorrow night. We're getting the belt back home. It's going to be here more than likely. Maybe here, but probably back over
Most likely here.
One thing real quick, okay, before we answer that, Little Fettuccine. Well, go ahead and show him, and then I'm going to make a suggestion to everybody watching still at this point. We're drinking travel exclusive. Got to go international most of the time to get this, folks. The Dalmore Valor. This is a beautiful Highland Scotch. Oh my God, is it delicious. But Little Fettuccine, I'm sorry you missed most of the show tonight. Definitely watch back and listen to this thing. This was a good one. Got a lot of good insights tonight. It's not staying in Iowa, Tyler. I'm sorry. It's coming back home to Nebraska. But Little Fettuccine and everybody watching, do us a favor. Head on over to Facebook and follow, like, share, subscribe to the page. Big Buckin' Entertainment.
Everything's the big thing.
You see the logo behind Chicken's head right there. That's Big Buckin' Entertainment. You're going to get the updates. You're going to get the live streams of the show when it goes on the air tomorrow night. You can do it on YouTube too, but you're also going to get all of the happenings of the Big Buckin' Entertainment family. So get over there, follow it, get the notifications, and you'll get to see us whenever we go stream live.
Yep. And also go check out KOE Nation on YouTube so you can keep up with all your KOE content, because the
reviews.
Yes, the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast and Dog and Chicken Show just wasn't big enough to contain all of this genius. I mean, let's be frank, my genius kind of has its own gravitational pull. It has such mass, so I had to make my own podcast to just kind of get it out there.
It's funny, we have Parlor still.
Yeah.
Is it back yet?
I don't know.
I always thought it was like parlay. I never even pronounced it right. It was gone before I could ever pronounce it right.
That's all right. It was kind of shitty anyway.
But so,
all right.
Well, folks,
let's take this home. Chicken, final thoughts?
Hey, yeah. Thanks, fellas. Let me be a part of this and let me be your champion. I try to be a good champion. I try to be fair and equal.
24 hours coming home.
We shall see. I'm pretty confident in my picks. I am super excited to see what happens tomorrow night. I think we all had some really good calls here tonight. I agree. Now my head's spinning a little bit more, but I am confident I shall retain and be not only your COVID WrestleMania champion, your Christmas Miracle champion, but your New Year champion. We need new blood this new year. 2021 is all chicken.
You've gotten a long enough reign. There's been a long enough layoff of shows. So it's coming home. Let me put it this way. Anybody watching, go back, watch any of our older videos chronicling from when we started the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Championship. Where was the belt?
Tyler's right. Done and done.
Right here.
It's mine, baby.
Tyler,
this is your champ tomorrow night. It's Tony G. I'm winning this thing back. Be here to see it. The Rumble's going to be great, even though there is a horror story potential to happen.
Now, let's remember the last time we King of Extreme to win that title, because the last time I won it in the early summer and held it to the fall, we just remembered that was one of the most prime times in all Earth's history. It was just rainbows and sunshine. Everything was good in that period of human history.
Everything went to hell in a handbasket.
And so, yes, we need a second reign. The King of Extreme will become the champion.
So you're telling me the last time?
I remember I cut a promo about how the world was just going to turn around, everything was going to get better. It was pretty good. You need to find that one. But so that.
How's your foot taste?
Hey, it tastes like golden beautifulness, Tony. Because
it tastes like Goldberg.
Yes, it will. It will, one way or another. But folks,
take us home.
You know what? As I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us this evening here at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast for our prediction and preview of the Royal Rumble. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your King of Extreme, Phil KOE. Be sure to like, share, subscribe right here at RWP. When you're done with that, head on over to KOE Nation on YouTube and give me a like, share, subscribe, and keep up with all your KOE content, reviews of amazing stuff, and all kinds of crazy nonsense. It's a great time. And then when you are done with that, head on over to Big Bucket Entertainment. Give it a like, share, subscribe. Dog and Chicken Show on YouTube, and also check me out tomorrow on the Hippy Dippy podcast as a new thing. I've never done this before, folks, but I'm looking forward to it, and I will see you all tomorrow also for our review of the Royal Rumble. I am your King of Extreme, Phil KOE, the Lord of the Scottish Highlands, and soon to be 8-time World Champion of the RWP, signing off and handing it off to my indomitable broadcast partner, the one, the only
9-time champ. Tomorrow night, be here for it. You will see it. Tony Triple Belt will be realized tomorrow night. 2021 will be my year. Chicken, thank you very much.
Good night.
Simple but effective.
Good luck and good night. I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're going to need it.
Oh, you will. You will.
Tomorrow, folks, Rumble.
KOE, 8-time champ.
9 here.
Good night, folks.